right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lambdas Who Roll Live. I'm your host, Hernan, and I'm here with Fernando, live from Hershey Park, and our co-host for today, our special guest of episode number one, Brandon's back with us. What's going on, Brandon?
What's up, everyone? Para siempre.
That's good, man. All right, man. I'm happy to be back. I took off a little week. Missed you guys, but I'm glad to be on today's episode. And so let's start off with how we always do it. We'll go with our weekly log. So, Fernando, any training this week? What you working on?
Yeah, I had two trainings this week. We did a lot of lasso slash spider guard setups into sweeps and things like that. It was pretty good. I was able to catch on pretty quick. I mean, it's still hard. Like, it's like murder on the grips. I'll be honest with you. Like my hands are still like sore from all those grips and things like that. But it was really good. Like something that I haven't really done a lot, like in the couple years that I've been doing jiu-jitsu. So it's always good to like learn something new. And then also too, what I really enjoyed was the positional sparring. So like starting off from like the spider and the lasso, trying to work on like sweeps and trying to retain the guard as well. So I thought that was really good. Like that's something that I really enjoyed.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, how's the lasso on your knee? I know that you have like knee difficulties.
It was only one time because there was one point part where, like I say, you're setting up the lasso or even the spider, and like an opponent tries to like come into you, and like that I only felt it one time there, but other than that it was fine.
Yeah, I think I know that just playing, being able to train with you before, I think that the lasso guard is a really good position for someone like you. I think it'll fit really well. So that's good stuff, man. So Brandon, what you got, man? What have you been working on this week? How many sessions? 10, 20?
Nah, well, I think
15,
like four or five.
Okay.
4
or 5 this week. We've been doing some De La Hiva the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it's been dope because like I wasn't big on De La Hiva in the beginning just because I didn't feel comfortable with how kind of loose it felt, but I realized like oh no, it's just me. So no, like it just comes with like the practice of it. So it was dope. I'm a little bit more of a fan of reverse De La Hiva, but I got to practice that a little bit more.
Oh,
yeah.
Reverse De La Hiva.
Just because like I play half guard more, so like the reverse just comes like easier.
Yeah.
No, like like there's so many more entries with De La Hiva that like it just opens up like a whole new realm.
For the leg game?
No, just in general with like sweeps, transitions to other guards.
Yeah.
In gi and no gi. This is dope.
Yeah. I used to play a lot of De La Hiva in the beginning, but then as I've gotten older, I feel like there's a lot more like my knees feel a lot more tight.
Yeah, there's big like contortions on the knees. Yeah.
And reverse De La Hiva, man, I just still can't get that angle, man. I've been trying, but I'm working on it. That's my next step, is to really try to get into working my reverse De La Hiva to start attacking the legs, because I'm trying to open that up. But that's what's up, man.
I think like open guard, like that's one thing. Like I don't really try to play too much because I'm scared to get like my guard passed, and it's like things like that. So it's good like working like these open guard concepts to try to like retain control and to like work on your guard retention. So it's good. That's good. Yeah,
absolutely. Diego, what's going on, brother? How are you?
What's up, man? Sorry, guys, I came in a little late. Just here with had a sleepover with the kids here, and like had a little event with them, and trying to get things in order.
That's what's up, man. Any training this week or?
I joined these guys for morning session and an open mat throughout the week. So that's all. Got to get through the weekend, I guess. Nothing too crazy.
Well, I didn't get any training this week because I was up in Florida, but I'm super excited to get back onto the mats. Hopefully tomorrow we'll start our morning class
Yeah.
and we'll hit the week strong. I know some of us are thinking about competing very soon, so it's definitely a good time to start getting into the mix a little bit harder than it was before. So you got to get ready for that. So Fernando looking all chiseled right there.
I was,
For
I
real,
was
man.
wondering,
Oh,
dude. I was
is,
looking at.
is that the angle? Right,
He was like, "Yo,
right.
let me
Yeah.
He flexed a little bit.
Let me get the
see.
right angle.
I don't have a cauliflower, but I got these arms."
Got these guns.
You want
That's
to tan
what's
the
up.
guns? Look at them.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, a little.
That's what's up, man. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about cauliflower ears, the badge of honor. You know that most grapplers, jiu-jitsu practitioners, wrestlers, they strive to get, I believe. So let's start off a little bit with how it actually happens. So let's talk a little bit about the science behind the reason why ears flare up. So Brandon, why don't we throw that one at you? What happens
Yeah.
when?
I'm sure that the bros that are doctors will explain this like much like more precisely. But I from my experience, especially, what happens is that the main cause of it is just like trauma to the ear. Now, in a sport like in a sport like jujitsu, you know, your head is on the mat. You like use like your head to post, and sometimes, you know, guys are rough. They like throw like, you know, forearms at you. So like at times like in that movement or in the scrambles, you like you roll like your ear. So all that. So the main cause of it is trauma. So what happens is that you have like you have the skin, the connective tissue, and the cartilage, right? So the connective tissue is like that glue between the skin and the cartilage. Since since the connective tissue and the ear are so tight together, with any trauma, that just separates, or yeah, it separates. So then, like any injury, the body is going to send blood to that area to to try and heal it. There's a lot of vasculature that brings blood to that area. The only problem is that it goes there, and then it has nowhere to go, so
Oh,
it can't like dump out in another area. So it stays there. So that's why you you hear a lot of people say like I have to drain it. So that's
mm.
exactly what I had to do with mine. Like I'm gonna have my girl who works at the hospital just bring like needles, and then she's just poking me out in the ear to like take out all that fluid,
Gotcha.
right? So yeah, so with the collection of blood and time, that just forms its own connective tissue, but it's not as consistent as, you know, a regular ear would look. So it begins to deform or form in its own way just based off of gravity or how it might think the ear should look.
Mm.
And then you
And
have,
yeah,
you know, shiners like friggin' what, like just think of like the worst fighters. You think like guys got missing ears, got, you know, like like they look damn near like prosthetic. Like it's
that's
ridiculous.
crazy.
So the best way to like, you
So,
know, I guess like prevent it is don't like, you know, is don't get hit.
Mm.
So that's why like, you know, well like the some of the coaches at Rosa like AP, Omar, they just don't let you get like near their head. So just no, just back off, just attack elsewhere.
Yeah. So you're saying, what about somebody who's like really into like heavy takedowns, wrestling? I mean, it seems like a lot of wrestlers end up getting cauliflower, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's you're going for a shot, you hit a knee, boom, you hit the knee in the
You
ear,
hit a
and all of a sudden,
knee, you know, a bony hip, you know,
yeah,
their ribs, you catch like an elbow. I've had several of those. It's like yeah, like, you know, depending on how rough you're going, how hard you're going, how in the heat of the moment you're just like zoned in,
yeah,
you know, it's bound to happen. You know, some people have tougher skin, no pun
yeah,
intended. But like no, it's like, you know, and which side you favor. Like in jiu-jitsu, like if you favor like one side more than the other, that one is bound to be exposed more.
Yeah.
So it's like there's several like factors that like can lead into it.
Yeah.
Nothing like precise, but it's just like like which has more of a possibility. Wrestlers, because because they're leading with their head.
Yeah.
For the takedowns, like the double legs, all
Right.
those.
Right. Yeah, and in reading about it, and just kind of the fact that we train jiu-jitsu, I think one of the positions that often causes cauliflower is like trying to escape guillotines. Like if you get caught like in the guillotine and you're trying to get your head out, and you obviously in that moment you're rubbing your ear against the person's arm. And I've read and I've heard about it even from people that have it, like had that happen. Guillotine. I was caught in a guillotine trying to get out, and I'm constantly just working that, and all of a sudden that happened. Flare up. Yeah, so be careful about the guillotines. Be very careful.
It's funny, like I'm pretty sure mine came about from just half guard, just because like I favor like playing like a little bit more deep than like more like going for underhooks. So I eat a lot of knees on this side. So that's how mine came about. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Guillotines didn't help, but I'm pretty sure that's how mine came about.
Gotcha. And Diego, you got a really, really gnarly shiner, as Brandon calls it, or cauliflower ears. It's like
they're bold though.
It's like a little donut. It's hard as heck. I've touched it, and it's like it gives you the willies. How did that happen? You remember? Do you know what position?
I mean, I don't remember. I think it was the same. Like, I mean, I didn't. It wasn't like guillotine for sure. It was just like favoring a side as well. I didn't feel it at all. I didn't mind it until one day, like I was rolling, and all of a sudden, I just felt my ear heavy. I thought it was just because of the pressure and yes, the cross facing and just trying to escape or whatnot. But then obviously, you see it that it's kind of like dangling in on the side of your head, and like and I didn't drain it only because as I was reading, there's a lot of risk also involved, and if you don't do it right, and if somebody doesn't do it right, it's more of a harm, I guess. So that kind of strayed me away. And then once I started feeling like it was getting a little bit more like solid and hard, I was like, you know what? Let me just keep it.
Just embrace it.
I actually went down a little bit, and I actually wanted it to get a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? Now that I had it, I might as well just flaunt it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother's been wanting it for a minute, and now I never cared for it, honestly. So I was like, I got it. Let me just.
Yeah, so it's one of those things because like it's funny because I was talking to Amber the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you got any cauliflower?" I was like, "Nah, not really, man. I have like a little itty bitty bump, but it's like can't barely tell." And he's like, "Are you really a black belt?" And I'm like, "Oh," so I was like, "I got to do this show and talk about does cauliflower really represent your level of jiu-jitsu? Is it really a badge of honor?" So that's really one of the questions that we're gonna really pose.
Yeah, I mean, like just before, you have people now like they do. I don't know why they're doing it, but if you look up online, you have people trying to give themselves like cauliflower, man. Like what I'm saying, like
their ears or something.
At the end of the day, like I mean, I guess for is it a badge of honor and all that? Like, I mean, or does it like dictate the jiu-jitsu or your level? I mean, I would say 1,000% no. It doesn't show absolutely anything. Let me rephrase it. It doesn't show absolutely anything amongst ourselves. But when we go outside and we go shopping or whatever, somebody sees that ear, it's a little bit like, hey, you know what I mean? You can't, you know what I mean? We train something, right?
Yeah, right.
I saw this old guy, man, like with a cauliflower here, and I was like, man, you either do jiu-jitsu or wrestling. I don't want to mess with you either way. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I don't think it has anything to do with your jiu-jitsu itself. I mean, if you just because of if you look at the three professors that we have here, including you yourself, fourth, but coming from Maryland, you know what I'm saying? You guys don't have cauliflower here, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're not gonna say that, amongst you four, right? I mean, you guys, mashallah, you guys have great jiu-jitsu. You guys have, you know what I'm saying, like great technique and instruction and all that. So it definitely doesn't dictate it at all. When I did, now that I have it, now it does show for me personally. as something that I'm proud of, right? So, but that's for me. It doesn't show like, hey, my jiu-jitsu is here, my jiu-jitsu is there. It's like, man, I like it. I mean, for me, it grew on me. I mean, it's part, like, it's part of my journey. So as far as it being an honor for me, like that's for me personally, right? For other people, then I mean, like, I don't think it dictates anything.
So Brandon, what about you, man? So I know, like, my last time I saw you, I noticed that you had a little bit of cauliflower.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I've been waiting 12 years and I haven't gotten it yet, right? You've been training with about 2, 3 years, and all of a sudden you got a nice one. How did that? How did you embrace it? Is that something that you were like, you know what, I'm cool with it, or what was
The
your
process
take
of it,
originally? Mm-hmm.
the process of it, I hated every second of it. So how it got the way it did is a combination of two things. One, I train, pretty often.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to like go into like like the scrambles.
Right. Right.
You want to go hard? All right, cool. Like we'll do it just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
How I also got it is through my process of weight cutting. So I'll actually get into that. But how I look at it now is just like, all right, that's my ear. I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
I could go the whole plastic surgery route and whatever, and like, get it,
Stitch it, get it
to
connected.
look like the other one.
Yeah.
But if I keep on training, it's just gonna happen again.
Right.
So like, what's the point? I remember hearing that that like it's some people find it like for lack of a better word, like disrespectful if you actually do that, because it's just like, no, like you kind of earned that. So like, show it. It's like, I get that, but if like you're a model and I for sure am not, it's like, I can understand you wanting to spruce it up a little bit.
I know
But
Fernando doesn't want that ear. His
Fernando, what
his
about you,
modeling days
man?
are not
oh,
over yet. His
It's
modeling
my
days are not over, so he gotta.
Oh,
He got.
1000%. I do not want that at all, man. No
So
way.
what are you doing to prevent it? I mean, obviously you're training jiu-jitsu, you're doing
yeah,
it pretty frequently. What are you doing to prevent it from happening?
prevent it.
Well, I
Oh,
yeah.
him. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
Fernando.
No. Go ahead. Go
For
ahead.
You
me,
obviously it's too late for you.
You
You
tell
can't
me.
prevent
Yeah, no.
unless you're protecting the other ear.
well, me, I play on my back a lot, so that's one thing I always getting smashed. But no, like there's sometimes I use like a head protective wear. Sometimes, not all the time, but yeah, I just um, yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure how. Thankfully, hopefully, I never get it because like I just don't see the appeal of it. Like I mean, from an aesthetic, like I don't know if I'm vain or anything like that, but I just don't like how it looks. I don't know. I don't want it looking. I didn't came into this world like this with my ears all jacked up, so like I'm not trying to. So that's
Yeah.
just me.
I wore headgear once. So actually I got hit once, like really hard, and it really flared up, like literally, like significantly. I went to the doctor, and he told me what to do. Told me to take this, ibuprofen to reduce the swelling, and put ice and try to compress both sides. And he told me to wear headgear. And my wife was like, "Man, you got to wear headgear." So I ended up using it. So there's actually a video where I competed at a tournament. This was when I was a white belt, and I actually have the headgear on. Like I was told, you got to wear it. Man, I hated it. I felt like I couldn't do anything with that headgear because it felt like a helmet. I was like,
Yeah.
man, forget that. And I remember in the training, I went to a class and I used to wear it. I was like, I'm never wearing it again. If it happens, it happens. So I was willing to embrace it. But you know what? I don't put myself in positions that I really take any hits to the head, and I don't really play
Compromise
a heavy take. Yeah,
positions. Yeah.
I don't really take play a heavy takedown game. I'm a guard puller, and I'm proud to say that I am a guard puller.
So
Um,
here,
so,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm usually kind of stay away from that, so it really doesn't really happen. So, but I'm willing to embrace it if it does. So,
well, I do
Yeah,
like.
there was a period of time where I did wear like a headgear, but like
yeah,
not like the hard protective ones. I equated it to like a rugby helmet.
okay,
I wore that one because it's more softer on yourself and others, so you can roll a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as protective. You know, not that much cushioning or like, you know, like a legit shield against the ear.
Right.
That's as close as, you know, I went with it. But yeah, I hated every second of that helmet. Oh, it was awful.
I have
I
a
mean,
Batman.
it's very okay.
Yeah, I have, and I also have a scar on my ear as well from a soccer injury.
That doesn't
Me
count,
and
bro.
Yeah, okay, bro.
That has
It's
to do
not
with
soccer.
jiu-jitsu.
Go ahead,
But
D.
you
No,
guys,
go ahead, my bad. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, it's a painful injury. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
oh
not
yeah,
like it hurts really bad, man. Like I mean, obviously that is not supposed to happen, right? And for when it does flare up and you're trying to like sleep or just like if you don't think of it and something taps it, like it keeps re-injuring, and it's a really difficult process to let it recover, because it's not like unless you're used to it, obviously, or whatnot. But yeah, it is pretty painful because it's an
You never
awkward
get used
place,
to
right?
it.
Because it's an awkward position, like place to have that injury,
mm,
so but yeah, man, I mean, like I don't think that is something that should be stopped, right? Because again, it's a damage to your body in a sense, right? And if you don't take care of it afterwards, other things can happen. It's just like any other injury, for that matter.
yeah,
So in that sense, I mean, like, yeah, we should always take care of ourselves as much as possible. If you feel comfortable wearing, some people, they don't wear protective gear and they never get it, right? So it just depends. But yeah, if you feel that it's something that can quickly flare up or injure, then by all means, and that goes for anything.
right, right. So in all seriousness, for those that are listening, if you obviously train jiu-jitsu and you want to be passionate about the art, and you run the risk of potentially injuring your ear significantly. So some of the ways that we've talked about, to summarize, that you can prevent from it from happening is playing a particular game where you're obviously you're mentally doing what you have to do to kind of stay away from that type of potential trauma, or you can wear a headgear um, to help prevent that from happening. And if it does happen, you have a couple options that you can do. Number one is you can get it drained, although I would recommend going to a specialist to probably get that done. So that way, it's sterile, and obviously that person knows the process, preferably an ENT. But obviously, there's people who've been in the game for so long, they've seen so many injuries that they know what to do. So probably talk to somebody that already has some experience in draining ears, and just use sterilized, material, needles, to kind of get that done. And just take care of yourself, and ibuprofen and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically the best way to kind of do it. Avoiding it, just again, like we said, just play maybe a particular game. But it's really hard to kind of do it, like you said, Brandon, in the heat of the moment, especially if you're an intense player, practitioner, and you really want to get some serious rounds in. It's kind of hard to try to
Yeah,
avoid
it's
maybe
rough.
something on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that from happening. Absolutely. So I
And
wanted
just to piggyback off that, like, yeah, there's people who come in who, and only because of what you mentioned, we've been asked, like, oh, we don't want something like that. There's people that come in who don't want to train that way, and they think that, oh man, I see this all the time. Is it we've gotten this question, like, is it a common, thing? If I start training, is that automatically going to happen to me? And it's really not the case. So yeah, if you are listening, where you're trying to train jiu-jitsu, it's not something that you're automatically prone to, right? In any sport, there's an injury component, right? But like, you're not really like, you know, you don't need to get it. You don't need to want it, have it, and it's not like an automatic, injury that you come. We don't back to
Yeah.
get cauliflower, like. So
Yeah. Brandon, have you like gone outside of school, like gone on a trip somewhere and you've seen somebody with cauliflower, or do you catch yourself looking at people's ears to see if that person trains or not?
I definitely now look at other people's ears. I'm not gonna front.
I, yeah, man. I think that's an automatic. That's what comes with the territory, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like even Mike that trains at a school, blue belt Mike, like he's been a wrestler all his life,
Right.
and like he's got like some gnarly ears, but it's just
Yeah.
because like he's a wrestler, like that's his world. So like you can definitely see like the impact that has on people. But even like when I go to places like a Wawa, that's like that's like right by the school, I've been like pointed out and it'd be like, yo, are you a fighter? Yo, are you this isn't that? I'm just like, no. But
You should play it off. Be like, yeah, I'm in the UFC.
but I do say it's like no, but I do train like a martial art, jiu-jitsu, X, Y, and Z. Like I do like say that I train something because I'm proud of the fact that I train. The ear is just like it's a the ear has been collateral damage to that fact.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is with that.
Fernando, what about you, man? Are you looking at ears? Are you looking at somebody's ears right now in Hershey Park?
Nah, no, I have looked at other people's ears and when I'm outside, to gauge if they're like like if they've done some type of training. And so I have, like that's something that and that was one of my questions too that I wanted to ask was, with your ears, have you been stopped by somebody to ask, did you train? But you guys already answered that. Diego, I don't know. How about you, D?
I don't think I ever got. Actually, no. I at the dentist, I was laying down. She was like, "Oh, you do jiu-jitsu?" I was like, "Oh, how'd you know?" She was like, "Oh, your ears." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, but
She went
that area.
specific.
Yeah.
What is it?
You're wearing,
No,
you're
yeah,
wearing a
she asked.
Lowe's.
Yeah, she asked specifically. She's like, "Oh, you do jiu-jitsu?" And I was like, how'd you know?" I thought I was wearing like a Road Star
Lowe's
shirt or
got
like a jiu-jitsu shirt or whatever. But she was like,
a
"Oh, no,
rash
your ear."
guard.
I was like, pretty cool. Yeah, I mean that
Awesome.
area that area is like mainly like I think there's a lot of like jiu-jitsu schools and all that in the community. So maybe you've seen it around or but yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be
So
very common. I mean, obviously MMA is huge, and it's very common to see it on the TV nowadays. And a lot of people are practicing or training some type of martial art, whether it's mixed martial arts or the wrestlers, like we said, jiu-jitsu practitioners. So it's not. I feel like it's more common that you'll run into someone that has some type of ear trauma if they're training more often than not now. If you kind of run into somebody in at a Walmart or whatever, and you'll see somebody there. So, but I wanted to try to see if we can play a little game. See if I can make this work. Here we go. Here we go.
yeah, as long as it doesn't get like those UFC ears that pop open, like those
Yeah.
are nasty, man.
Oh
Like
boy.
those. Have you ever seen those that like
Yeah. I
they
think
get punched in the ear?
Who
was it
was that?
Leslie
Who
Smith?
was
Leslie
Leslie
Smith, right? A
Smith?
female that I think
One
it
guy,
Yeah,
exploded. It looked like a bomb went off.
or
Well, I mean, that's it.
yeah, Leslie Smith. She
and
caught a
yeah, like you see,
I
like
think
who, like that's it's who would want that? You know what I'm saying? Like it gets to
yeah.
a point where like you can't really think of it like that. Your ears hanging
even
out
Mc,
the side of your face.
even like McGregor, the last against Poirier, the last one when he broke his leg, like you could see like it was like starting to like
Yeah, a
burst a
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember watching that fight with Leslie Smith. I can't recall who she was fighting, but she got caught this nasty, like, right into the ear, and they just
Was it
personally
Jessica I?
might have been right. But
Oh
what was the
man, that was
craziest? The craziest
gross.
part was when they did the replay and they did the slow mo, and you can see the whole thing just kind of like gushing. It was
Yeah.
crazy, man. And crazy part was they stopped the fight because of that injury, but she was like, "No, man, just keep it going, man. Just let it go, keep it
They
going."
don't feel it though.
That's
They
crazy.
probably don't feel it
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
moment. They
And that was a
probably
crazy
the
injury.
adrenaline is so much. Yeah.
But
But like, ma'am, your ear is hanging from the head.
that was a nasty one.
Yeah.
But all right,
That was bad.
so here we go. We're gonna play a little game. We're gonna play name that ear. All right. Let's see if we can make this work. All right. The first one. Who we got here?
Ooh, I
I
know
know
what
that.
that
I know that
is.
one. I
Yeah,
know
I know
that
what
one.
that is.
Brandon got
That
it.
Brandon,
You
go
got
ahead.
it.
that's got to be that's got to be Randy Couture's.
Yeah. That's
Bingo.
my guess.
That's
Yeah,
Fernando. Who you got?
absolutely. Randy Couture.
Boom, it's Randy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
That little
Bro,
fetus,
that was nasty.
Look at
that
that.
fetus growing
Yeah,
out of his
oof.
ear.
That one's nasty.
That's
Yeah.
used
He
as
doesn't even have,
sacrifice right
bro.
there.
That looks like a little fetus on like
Yeah.
literally legit.
Yeah, it's bugged out.
That's
You know,
crazy.
I asked, it's funny. I got a comment. Somebody posted a comment on my wall yesterday saying, you know, that people who have these type of ears will have serious earbud challenges. And I see Brandon only using one earbud. So
Yes.
the question is, Brandon, is it true? Can you fit an earbud in the other ear?
I could, but it's not as
It's
sturdy in
not
there.
a snug.
It's not as
Falls out.
sturdy.
That's why you got to use these things now.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to if I keep on training the way I do.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I see Dominic Cruz with that. I'm like, how is that even able to go inside that? This
That's
is,
for real,
Oh,
man.
his
this
are
is crazy.
That's
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Anybody got that ear?
Oh, I think
guys-
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Give me a hint.
no question. That's
No.
definitely Habib.
Is
it?
Nah, that's not Habib.
Nah, yeah,
No,
that
I
was
wanna
a
say
different.
no?
I think
I want to
Gary
say Pettis.
Tonin.
You got, all right, so we got Pettis, we got Khabib. Fernando, who you got?
I got Gary Tonin.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
Gary
Man.
Tonin.
Look at this guy.
Man, yo, he's on fire, man. This guy knows his ears. Gary got some
He
like.
doesn't
It looks
want
like,
it, but he loves the ears.
yeah, he
I
got.
was like,
Looks
one
like
of
somebody
my
chewed
favorite
some.
grapplers.
Looks like somebody
That's
chewed some
crazy.
bubble gum and boom, just put it right in his ear.
That's crazy, man.
That's almost like if I tried to draw an ear like from scratch, like that's probably what it would look like.
All right, here we go.
Scribbles.
Here's another one.
The
Let's
scribble.
see. Okay, who's got?
That's Khabib. That's
That's
Khabib.
Habib, yeah.
I mean,
That's-
yeah.
His looks. Yeah,
Three
that's
votes.
Khabib.
Three votes for
It's the
Khabib.
haircut. It's the
Yeah,
haircut.
and
the
the haircut
haircut.
and that ear. His ear is like unique. His cauliflower is like a brain with a little brain underneath it, and yeah, his.
Yeah, Khabib. Yeah, man, that's Khabib. All right, that was too easy. All right, here we go. What's the next one? All right, who's that?
Oh damn!
Damn. Oh, is that Frank Edgar?
No,
No, that's not Edgar.
Uh,
But is it UFC or jiu-jitsu guy? Is it
UFC guy. UFC.
UFC, Dominic Cruz.
But he is a jiu-jitsu guy too. He's a high level
No.
black belt.
Oh, damn. Then that might not be. Joseph Benavidez?
All right, we got Joseph Benavidez.
I don't have.
He's
I don't
never-
have.
I don't
one.
think he trains jiu-jitsu like that though. Or maybe was it
I
jiu-jitsu?
don't have one on him.
Yeah. Well, my name
I-
is Dinky BJJ. It's not. I'm not a.
Doesn't mean anything. All right.
I'm gonna go with Dominic Cruz.
All right, so we got Dominic Cruz, we got Joseph
I don't have.
Benavidez.
I don't
Yeah, I
have.
And a
think
no
I
vote.
think it might be Dominic Cruz too, but I think you might be right.
Well,
But
But I'm
all
gonna stay
wrong.
with Joseph Benavidez.
We're both wrong.
You're all wrong, man. This is Rafael Dos Anjos.
Oh,
He's
Ooh,
got that
fair
nasty
enough.
ears, bro. I think he's got the worst ears, man. If you see both of them, they're horrible.
Yeah, that one was good.
All right, here you go.
BJ Penn.
Man, the BJ pen, yeah, because a little bit of the head, but yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was right after a fight too.
Ooh.
BJ Penn, the
That's
legend. BJ Penn.
So right after a fight.
Was it
All right,
Ryan
here we
Hall?
go.
Oh,
Who's this one here?
Oh, I know that one for a fact.
Is that Poirier?
That's got to be Poirier.
Boom,
Yeah.
Poirier.
Like, look at
And
that.
that's crazy,
Like, come
man.
on now.
That
Just
one is
one-sided.
perfect. One is.
His
You could tell he's
right
been
ear
guillotined
has
a
like
lot.
an extension.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
His right ear
look like
has its
that.
own neck. And its ear.
It's true, right here, this little part right there.
And then the left ear,
It's like
you probably can't see it, but like I'm pretty sure, like his is more on the inside of the ear, like not like the outside. So that's why like he has like Dumbo ears like that.
Yeah,
Like, it's wild.
That's Poirier though. That's like
Oh,
he's like
shouts to
one of the
Poirier.
best in the world. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, shouts to
it
Poirier.
doesn't matter.
Don't
For sure.
disrespect Poirier. You know,
For
I
real.
know
He's
you
gonna come looking for us, man.
Yeah, knock me out.
That's what's up. Well, that was it, fellas. You guys did pretty good, except for that Rafael Dos Anjos.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was gonna guess that.
Yeah. Man. But who do you think? I mean, with seeing what we just saw, but let's go like top pick. Who do you think has the nastiest ears, Fernando, in your opinion?
I would say
Between
Randy
BJJ,
Couture.
Randy Couture.
Oh, yeah, I would say Randy Couture.
Gotcha.
In my
What-
opinion.
Brandon, who you got?
Yeah, I think of it more along the lines of like Randy is he's one of those. I'm pretty sure he's in the UFC Hall of Fame for the Pioneer section.
Yeah.
Right. So I think about it in the sense like, he's been doing whatever, like, wrestling, the UFC in the early days before everybody knew what things were.
Yeah.
Granted, wrestling is a thing that goes back to like, ancient Greece. Like, so like cauliflower ears have probably always been a thing, but like I believe is one of those that that like didn't care about the everlasting effects and like how technology is nowadays. So like he probably just went in like head first for everything and said, nah, I'm not gonna drain it, no way. And that's why it looks like he has like a balloon in his ear.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Diego,
his is probably the worst types.
Diego, who's in your opinion, who got the nastiest ears in BJJ or MMA? Oh, you froze. All right.
Yeah,
All right, man.
He might say Habib.
Yeah, I think that's what he said
Yeah,
last night.
Yeah. His is pretty big.
He's right there too.
Yeah, but I mean, and if you do MMA in general, it's gonna come out a bit nasty. But all right, man. This was a quick episode. We wanted just to kind of have a little bit of fun with it, talk a little bit about cauliflower ears, and we talked a little bit about how it happens, science behind it, how to prevent it. Really, the best way to do it is to either stay away from positions that really compromise your ears, or obviously, if you don't want to be an aggressive player and go all out. Recommendation is to wear headgear.
And if you're in the process of getting one, do not chug water.
Chug water.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's how mine came about a little bit.
Oh wow.
Oh
that's
wow.
A new one.
Because like it thins your blood, so more blood is gonna go there. So it just keeps on aggravating it. Keeps on aggravating it.
So you heard it here, man. You heard it here. But definitely, if it happens, go to a specialist. If you really don't have anybody to help you out at the gym. Usually, most gyms they've seen it before, so they have somebody that knows what to do, or there's usually a doctor or some type of person working in the medical field there. But do that and continue to have fun, man. Just continue to have fun. Just sleep on the other side too. I know it hurts when you sleep.
I had a question. So, like, let's say, if you did like one does injure that ear, do you go to a specialist right away, or it's like technically the next day, or like what would you recommend?
So, how much time do you have before it gets really hard?
If it's hard already,
no. If it's in the process, if it's in the process.
So like you're gonna begin to feel like just like the ear being warm, like in the beginning you just think like, oh no,
that has happened.
You how sometimes like let's just say in the winter like you go from like hot to cold and then just like your ears are warm. Well, granted we live in Jersey, so like it's always like either extremely cold or extremely hot. So like that transition, like at times like like you're sweating like crazy, your ears are warm. That's what I thought in the beginning. It was just like, oh no, like my ears are just warm. Then one was warmer than the other, so I was like, something ain't right.
That's right.
Because the body don't work like that.
Yeah.
So then like it started being like more sensitive. It's like it's harder to touch it. God forbid rolling, because like you have guys that freaking just go for like headlocks. You catch a knee or an elbow there, and you're out for the count. But then like it begins getting really, water pouchy. That like you can play around with it, and like you can feel like liquid like moving around. I'm a little bit of a masochist that like I was like playing around. I'm like, how the hell is this like going? So actually, and this is thanks to Ahmed, he put me onto these things called Collie Buds.
Is it 2 magnets?
2 magnets, but like they're not like regular magnets. I use
super heavy, super dude.
I used like legit like regular magnets,
work,
and it just like legit hurt. But I knew that I had to do something. These are magnets just wrapped in silicone, so it's easier on the ears.
Mm.
But I'm a little bit of a barbarian, and I just put like heavy like magnets on it to just prevent it from getting
Are you
worse.
doing that? Are you doing that now just to prevent it from
Oh
getting
no,
worse? Oh, it's done now.
no.
Forget it. It's too late
Oh
now.
no, like now, like the ears stuck the way it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if God forbid, like the other one starts, like from the beginning, like yeah, like I'll start putting it, just to prevent. It's like putting pressure on a wound. Like
Gotcha.
that's what it's basically doing. Just preventing more liquid from just going up there.
Gotcha. Okay, so it might be a good investment for people who
Yeah,
don't
no, it's
want
like
it.
$30 on Amazon.
Excellent, excellent. And
Maybe
some
a future sponsor.
get yourself a sponsor. That's what's up. All right, man. We are at the 40-minute mark, and we wanted to keep this one short today. So let's go around the room. Do give our final words. Diego, I know you got to break out. So any last words?
No, guys, I mean, just have thank you guys again for another great session and a great week. Hope this week is also beneficial, successful in training and everything else that we're doing. And yeah, man, it was a nice talk.
That's what's up. Fernando, last words.
It was a very fun episode. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for having this topic. This is something that was that I've thought about in the past. So it was good. Also, I wanted to shout out my teammates at Capital MMA Team Tacoma, who brought home some silverware at the Fuji Jiu-Jitsu tournament the other day, or yesterday actually. So shout out to them as well for their hard work and stuff.
That's what's up. Brandon, any last words, shout outs or anything?
No. Thank you guys for having me again. Always a good time with you guys. Yeah. If for
Now we
anybody
gotta work
listening,
on the left here.
yo, stop. I'm trying to get a good night's sleep for once. Come on. Don't do it to me. No, but like if you do like, start getting like cauliflower ear, relax. It's not like the worst thing in the world. It's an easier fix than you might think, but
I think I would cry. I'll be honest. Well, Hernan, you roll with me like the slightest thing.
Man, you cry about everything.
Yeah,
For real,
my
man.
lip. What's wrong with my lip, man?
Oh
lip
man, my nose.
I'm not gonna lie though, rolling with it was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A face shield, yeah.
It's great.
Yo, D,
Giants guy.
yo, do you remember? I think it was like one of the morning ones, and then like a Tuesday class. Like I told you, like yo, like rolling with that was like the worst thing ever.
I can imagine, man.
Yeah.
Hitting the mat.
Yeah,
Hitting the mat.
Horrible. Oh,
It is.
Well,
No,
I
there
mean,
was one time that you had to stop. That one time you couldn't keep going. And it was like,
oh yeah, no, I had to stop that one time.
wow.
I legit was like, yo, I'm done. That's it.
yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's sensitive. It's very sensitive.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. But again, for everybody listening, it's not the end of the world. Personally, I think it's pretty cool, badge of honor. Everybody has different opinions, and protect yourself if you don't want it. Like we said, you can invest in some headgear. I mean, obviously, you could go on Amazon and find something pretty affordable to do the job, or stay away from it. Invest in some of those heavy duty magnets if you kind of see that coming on, and always with any of these issues, just go take a visit the specialist, ENT or any type of doctor that'll help you out. So that's pretty much it. That's the formula behind it, man. And but if it does happen and you want to look super cool, badass, then just embrace it and just let them flare up and kind of like Khabib, So all right, man.
If you get like Khabib type ears, I'm not going near you. I ain't going near you.
I remember watching. I think I was watching a documentary or some type of a pre-show, and it was about Forrest Griffin talking about what he was rolling with. I think it was Randy Couture, I want to say, and he said he felt it like pressing against his side of his rib, and he felt like it was like a rock. That's how hard they are. So a little nasty.
That's his own.
Yo, these damn Russians, bro. Crazy.
Right. That's what's up, man. All right, man. Fellas. So with that, thank you so much, Brandon, for coming through, man. We had a good talk. Some good laughs this Sunday morning. Hopefully, it was a little beneficial for you guys. It's nice to be back, and we'll hit the mats this week. We'll check
Yes,
in next
sir.
Sunday and see what's going on. So, with that said, everybody, have a great week. Train hard, train smart. Para siempre.
Siempre.
Yes, sir.
But-